down. Do you see what I'm saying? So as people started, I didn't understand, I didn't read the compensation plan. I was just like, oh my gosh. And so as people began to sign up under me and we started to rank, I didn't know what the ranks meant, and they didn't seem relevant to me, if you can imagine that. That just seems so crazy to me now. But so my perspective is probably a little bit skewed. I had a team and didn't mean to. And I'm saying not a big team. By the time I had a big team, I meant to. By the time my team was huge, I meant to have. That was my goal. But in the beginning, I made so many mistakes. I made more mistakes than I did things right. I didn't focus on my level ones as much as I should have. Now I feel like it's really important to do the 80-20 rule they talked about, because regardless if someone, because of the fact that we have these Facebook training pages, and you can have your entire organization within a Facebook training page. If I have a level 6 who doesn't count very much for me in my organization, the fact is, if that person's really working and rocking, the fact that they are taking off motivates other people. The fact that they're participating within our training pages, on our team calls, and on our anything else that we do, where everyone is basically witnessing it go on. That for me makes it important that I play with the players. I go out there and I encourage, and then I have a lot of people that have a goal when they came in, and still is their goal to get to like the $500 a month mark, and they're happy with that. And I always want them to feel encouraged, but I never want them to feel pressured. So it's kind of like a balance in that way. But engaging your level ones, making sure that what you are putting out there is duplicatable is huge, because if the things that you're doing, for example, getting up in front of people and speaking and doing it from a script, just like we did earlier, I feel like people don't look at that and say, I could never do that. So if the things that you're doing and the things that you're motivating your team with, and the tools that you use, the books that you're asking people to read, and that type of thing, to me, well, social media just adds a whole new aspect to how you branch down, because you're not spending time on the phone all day long. You can, but you don't have to just focus on your level ones. I grab the hand of the ones that are working, and the ones that want this business bad and they want it to work for them. And I find that motivates my lazy level ones.
There's a difference between wanting it and needing it. There's a lot of people that need it that really don't want it. They just feel hard around doing that.
That's right. So true.
I think the time, I've been sitting here trying to think, can I really give a number? But it ebbs and flows so much, just based on, I may have a time when, I've got people I'm working on all the time that I want to join my team, and maybe I have a month that I have 4 new people that have joined my team, and that needs to be a big focus. And then other times I'm more of in a supportive role. So it's really, I'm not going to answer that very well. It ebbs and flows.
Those are good answers. And the reason I threw that in is because people look and think, oh, they must have this die-hard plan. I'm listening to them all. And it is an ebb and flow. It's not here's what they gave us in the book and told us we had to do. I mean, it's a people business, Ms. Tam?
I would definitely say, if we're looking for a percentage here, I'm going to go back to the 80-20. I probably spend 80% of my time at this stage investing in my team and helping them grow their level 1 base. And then the other 20%, I definitely have my ongoing list that I'm still working on. I added another name just last week. I definitely have that list that I'm going. But I would say that and as your teams continue to grow, I think your focus does shift at some point. And that doesn't mean you don't continue working your own personal business. But I think for me, my focus has shifted to, how can I get Megan Gary to the Senior Ruby? How can I get, Megan Gary, you in here? How can I get Catherine to Emerald? How can I help these girls and game plan with them and help them grow? And one thing I would say too is, don't be afraid to reach down into lower levels, you guys, into your 2s and 3s. I have some 2s and 3s that I am so close to, and we've just been able to bond and create such a great relationship. And they give me ideas. I'm learning from them, 100%. So don't be afraid to do that. You may have some rock stars on your 2, 3, and 4 levels that you need to plug into and really invest in them and help them take off.
That is awesome there. Brent?
I agree with that, with reaching out, because I have some awesome 2 levels that are in the room today, and they really take over and they help build our business. I work, like I said, at a church, so my work weeks could be 50 or 60 hours at the church, depending on if I get called out at night. So a lot of times my schedule for network marketing is at night or on Saturdays. And that's the time that I have to focus on it. Now, my wife, who's been blessed to be able to go home and stay home full time because of Plexus, she's able to spend more time with the business than what I am. So, you know, she'll spend more time working with our team than I get to.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes really good sense there. And it's something that in my career, as we've built organizations, we've learned when you taproot down, it may be the 3rd or 4th level, maybe the 5th level, and you build that really good deal. And it may not even be in your Pele, you know, you may, oh, well, they're way up. But eventually somebody's going to quit. And all of a sudden this thing starts coming up, and all of a sudden you've made these friends, you've built these relationships, and it's like, you got to dig deep, you know. When you go wide, it gives you cash flow. When you go deep, you get security and a big play. You know? So you've got to be able to do that. I want to do one last question. I'm going to wrap it up because these guys are probably hungry, and you know, at least they've been going potty because I see them taking off. So, what's one good, solid tip or learning experience that you would like to leave as an impression with the crew? No hints, okay?
No, I know something I want to do. If my husband will hand me my phone really quick.
Okay, we're here.
Hey, nobody held up signs for me to be able to know what I'm supposed to do.
Hang on, just hold it up.
I lost control somewhere along the way.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, next time I speak, be on the lookout for my YouTube video.
Exactly. What my point was about that, everybody sort of knows that coming from an upline that I didn't know how to do a meeting, there were no anything like that. So I have primarily used social media to build my business. And I don't recommend that you necessarily do that, but I do recommend that you understand the fact that everything that you do on social media is either turning people on or turning people off about you and what you do. Everything. And I did a video when we were driving. We drove from Oklahoma.
Bless your heart.
My husband is the king of the road. And I did a video on the way, and I said, if you're going to be in my session where I'm doing a breakout, would you make a sign for me that says I prayed for you? So that's what those signs are. So it was prompted. But my impression.
Spontaneous right there. You were the girl for a second.
But what I wanted to show you guys, because I didn't tag anybody in that video. I told you guys to tag people. I said tag anybody it's relevant to, because I wanted to see if it would be widespread in this room, because not everybody knows me. The majority of you have never met me. And I wanted you to see the impact that social media can have on your business, the way that you use your business, or the way that you use all your social medias. I know that this is not probably what you came to hear me talk about, but it's huge. I'm telling you, if you are selling and putting ads on Facebook and everything is very, very salesy, it turns people off. I can go on and on and on about this. We are trained to ignore what looks like sales. We train ourselves. We think we're smarter than that as consumers. We ignore what's talking about sales, and if you can try to pierce people in the heart, your business will grow and grow and grow and grow. From a social media perspective and in life in general, if you're building relationships, and if that's what your social media looks like you're doing as well. If it looks like you're building relationships, to me, I mean, I'm saying to be authentic, build relationships, edify people, pour into people. The more that you can pour into people, the more your business is going to grow.
Woo! I'm going to start calling you Miss Viral.
I get mine would be, don't worry about what other people think. Go for it, and take that risk, because it does pay off.
Yeah. Amen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really good.
The word that's coming to my mind right now, or the phrase, is just be bold. Put yourself out there, you guys. I would not be sitting here, none of us would be sitting here if we weren't bold and we weren't willing to share. And I know you guys are sharing, you wouldn't be sitting in this room if you weren't. But just take it to that next level. And don't be afraid to share with people how amazing this opportunity is. You guys, it's incredible. There is nothing like it. And I truly believe that in 3 to 5 years, some of you may have heard me say this before, that we're going to be like a Mary Kay. Everyone's going to know Plexus.
Yep.
So you guys are the ground floor. You're the trendsetters. You are the beginning. There's so much growth left to be had.
There's that. Big way. Very big way.
I'd say the biggest thing is just to listen.
Oh yeah.
To listen, because you just never know what the person around you needs. Yesterday we went to lunch, and there was a group of us together for lunch, and I had my emerald vase with me on the table, and the lady came up and she says, "Hey, what's that all about?" My ears automatically perked up. And I was able to share with her what we do, and I got her telephone number in my phone, and we're calling her tomorrow to talk business. So it's important to do that. And another thing that I would challenge the men that are in the room.
Yeah.
If you're a man in the room, I want you to stand up. If you're a dude, stand up. Okay, look around. We are man ambassadors. Okay? To me, it's really sad that there's not more men in this group. And there should be. Guys, I challenge you to work your business. Don't let your wife work your business for you. You work your business. You find your prospects. You find your recruits. You sign them up. And you know what? Go out and find more men, because we need more men. I mean, yesterday when I was looking on stage at the senior rubies that were up there, it was just predominantly women. And I thought, man, we need to change that. We need to get more men up there. And the same thing with emeralds. We've got some great diamond men in our company, but you know what? We can do it, men. We can do it. Let's just get out there and share.
All of you, as I'm sitting here and looked and thought about it, I'm always going through my mind on the 6 human needs. What is it that's motivating? What drives those people? And every one of you guys seem to have joined this company to get rid of a pain, whether it was overweight, whether it was a toenail. You were seeking out. I know that was a first. 35 years, that one was a first. But you knew it had finally hit a point, whether it was somebody thinking you were having another baby to whatever. You hit it and said, "That's enough. I'm going to make this work. I believe I can do this. I believe this company can do it." And if we go away from here realizing that it started, every one of them, it started here. And no matter what the challenge, no matter what the struggle, no matter what the comparison, oh man, comparison. When you guys called me that day and you wanted to do the Zoom thing, I'm in my hotel room and I just landed and stripped down to take a shower, and then they want to Zoom. I'm having to put a shirt on, and it's like, I don't like Zoom. Okay, y'all use it, but I don't like it. Listen, you guys are the real deal. You guys need to realize your leaders aren't faking it till they make it. Okay? Every one of these have said, we still compare ourselves to other people. We still fall in the same traps you do. And if they're going through it and they break through that wall, then every one of you should stand up and applaud them, because they're leading you the way you need to be led. You guys, you are an amazing group of people. They rock the house right there, guys. They really do.